My Hero Academia.
Oh, boy.
This is My Hero Academia, chapter 330, Me and Myself. Last we left off, the heroes of the world have all been talking about converging on Japan to take on the imminent threat known as All for One. And the American hero, Gung Ho, has just like ran onto the scene. Star and Stripe is on the fucking scene. America, fuck yeah! But, you know, she's on her way. She's got these planes. You know, there's a whole fucking affair. She's like standing on top.
Jets.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. She's just like ready to go. And who shows up but Shigaraki himself just pulls up looking for the smoke. And she's like, all right, I guess we're doing this. The pilots are so bummed out because they know that, like, they're basically red shirts from Star Trek. They know that a lot of them probably,
what time it is.
Yeah, they're not going to make it. One of them actually, like, acknowledges us, like, loud and clear. If you see his face, he's literally like, oh, all right, loud and clear, Star. Let's hope at least one of us makes a safe landing.
Yeah, so, you know, that's why I signed up for life insurance so my family be alright.
Yeah. Star and Stripe just shouts, I'll make sure your remains make it back to your loved ones. And I'm like, God damn. It's fucking rough out here in America.
Bro.
Why does the American have like these just dead ass just suicide squad?
I'm not ready to die.
No.
That's not all of us.
I mean, I feel like you volunteered for this gig. So, I don't know. Well, who knows? But yeah, they're all squatting up because apparently, like, Star and Stripe rolls with a whole crew. She doesn't like fight alone. And Shigaraki is riding on a Nomu, just thinking it was like, it's a strange state I find myself. I can truthfully declare that I am Tomura Shigaraki, but at the same time, there is no doubt that I am also me. I guess like foreshadowing for what's to come. But yeah, the battle gets on. He combines his radio wave quirk with his air cannon quirk plus heavy payload quirk to just Dragon Ball.
Which one is that again?
I don't know.
What's the heavy payload one again?
No.
Brian?
Oh, Brian, do you know what? Okay, well, while Brian looks that up, it looks like it just makes whatever it is extra strong. It's like a
like a multiplier, right?
Right,
like a booster.
Yeah, and
I think so.
He just like blasts the whole way away. Everybody just kind of like dodges. Thank God. Most of the planes kind of just like get out of the way.
Yeah, because they would have all been dead.
We don't know what heavy payload does, but we could just assume that
it's a multiplier.
Sorts.
Yeah,
it must be nice, right?
I would like to think that like one of the planes is like, whoa, shit. You know,
I'm about to make a U-turn. Peace out, guys. I quit.
Yeah, I'm a coward. Call me a pussy. I'm going home. Do it all you want. I'll be the pussy that lived.
Yeah, call me the Nancy.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's fine.
I don't care.
I'm out.
Peace.
Yeah, I would not have even blamed him.
No, not at all. So you know, Star and Stripe is like, do you know what my deal is? It won't help you. It won't help you fight back because I reign supreme, boy. Boy. And it turns out we learn her quirk pretty immediately. Star and Stripe's quirk is New Order. And basically what it is that after touching a target, she can call out the target's name and assign a new rule to it. So she touches the air around her, says the word air, and she inflicts the rule of, as of now, the air doesn't exist 100 meters ahead of me. And then all you see is just this star-shaped vacuum that is formed that basically just rips the air out of wherever Shigaraki is standing. And Shigaraki's like, fuck, what a brutal quirk. I want it. I want
His eyes look crazy.
Yeah, it's like his eyes are bursting out of his skull, it looks like. It's pretty bad. Because that's what happens. So he says, well, a guy who came all this way to meet me probably wouldn't drop dead that easy. Fire the laser cannons! And all these guys fire their laser cannons, ripping Shigaraki a new one, just like straight in his guts. It's not looking good, but apparently Shigaraki manages to block it using his reflect quirk, plus his scatter quirk, which he just like sends it back all of the lasers, and it hits Star and Stripe, but she manages to not only touch it in time, but make a rule in that immediate second, because lasers, I don't know if you guys know this, but lasers are fast. Like speed of light type shit.
That's exactly what it is.
So she basically like manages to not have her hands disintegrated and say her rule, which is the laser is holdable. So now the laser doesn't affect her because she's like basically holding it in her hand. And she sees that Shigaraki starts healing, so she's like, "Man, fuck this shit. We gotta fucking go for it." No wonder Japan lost to this guy. Yeah.
He's broken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shigaraki notices that the vacuum she created is gone, and she's like, does New Order have some sort of limitation? And at that moment, that's when Star and Stripe just goes straight up to him, and just lays a fucking hit on this dude. Just a real, like... Rocket punch! It's brutal because like you see
she sent him.
Yeah, she's like just
go back.
Go back.
Go back.
Shouts out to Inevitably Dope. I think that's your name, right? Yeah, so once she hits him, he says his name, Tomura Shigaraki, and we hear in her monologue where she explains she can only set up new rules for 2 targets at once. She always has that for herself. Like she always has a rule, like the ability to establish a rule for herself. So there's only one other target that she can basically make rules for at a time under that limitation she set on herself. So she basically gets into her, and this is where I knew, it's like, she's dead. Is where we get like her monologue about how she met All Might. How a burglar was on the run once and attacked her in her car, and that's when All Might came in and saved her. And ever since then, she's just been a fanboy. She basically, even as you can see, her hair, she modeled it after him. She'd never forget his 2 tufts. So to quadruple her dedication to crime fighting, she gave herself 8 tufts. Yeah, she plays like he's the symbol of peace after all. Anyway, now that I've touched you and said your name, so now if Tomura Shigaraki moves at all, his heart will stop. And at that moment, we see Shigaraki look like, fuck. And then we get her little, she fell for it. And it turns out a bit of a loophole is formed. So it turns out this entire time, Shigaraki is in an inner battle with All For One, just like fighting him off from completely taking over his body. So technically, All For One is in control because he has about 98%. He's absorbed 98% of Shigaraki at this point. So he's basically all For One actually. So when she said Tomura Shigaraki's name, the rule that she created doesn't apply to him. So he just like starts moving and she's shocked. He's like, what? It did not work. Is he not Tomura Shigaraki? And All For One is like, not in favor, are you? Well, I sure am. And I'm like, all right. You don't like that? I love it. I love this shit. So
your hatred delivers us to our glorious future. Wow.
Yeah.
And then he goes Super Saiyan 3?
Yeah, his hair extends as he's just like, ah. And we get a little inner monologue going, it began in that house with a grain of hate that grew and built upon itself. And then all you see is just this tiny, like, explosion looking thing or implosion. It looks like hockey almost. It actually looks like kind of Conqueror's hockey, which would make him unstoppable.
So Super Saiyan 3 plus Conqueror's hockey.
Yeah, unbeatable. Can't be.
And emo.
Oh my god, the emo really seals it.
Because, I mean, at least he had a house, right?
Yeah.
Must be nice. Some people grew up in shelters.
Yeah.
In foster homes.
Yeah, he destroyed his own house. So.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Yeah. But that's where the chapter ends. Man, What a fucking annoying loophole. I mean, I get it, and I'm like, when I read that, I was like, damn.
I was like, wow, the technicality.
Yo, that's
hold this out.
That sucks.
You should have knew.
Because Star and Stripe was intentionally like just a supremely broken character. You know what she reminds me of?
Oh my God.
She reminds me of that guy from Bleach with the paintbrush. The one who thought he had Yulbach. He was like so raffle stomping, trolling the entire time. Like, oh, now all you have is an R because I took away the M in the word R. So you don't have an arm anymore. You have an R. And I'm the man.
It's an R. He just wasn't. Whatever it wasn't an arm anymore.
Yeah.
So it was gone. Yeah, and he lost still.
Yeah.
Because he said, oh, actually, it doesn't work on me.
Oh, guess what? Because by XYZ, who cares?
That's exactly what happened.
But yeah.
Nah, but Shigaraki just violated her.
Yeah.
Is she gone already, man?
I mean, I guess she'd have to be at this point.
Brian, is she gone?
Brian, you have a lot of thoughts. You missed a couple weeks.
Yeah, let me hear your thoughts, Brian.
You sure you want me to go first?
Go for it, Brian.
Go first.
We were talking.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, look. I did not like this chapter.
Whoa. Hold up.
I didn't like it mainly because it just felt weird to me, you know? It was just like a really weird chapter. Like, I don't give a fuck about Stars and Stripes. And her quirk is really oddly it's like oddly placed, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't fit in the world at her age, you know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, like, quirk singularity is a thing because it's like quirks are getting stronger by age, right? By like younger ages, newer generations. Like this quirk is really fucking advanced.
In that defense, I'll say in defense of that point, I think like, you know, there are obviously exceptions to the rule. That is true that like quirks are evolving and becoming more powerful over time and evolution. But you know, I see that they're just exceptions. Like, you know, Endeavor is the second strongest person because he has like the most intense fire quirk. You know, like there are people who have very strong quirks, and also we don't know how long quirks have really been in existence. So if Star and Stripe is from like say like the generation directly after All Might, then it makes sense for her power to be like really strong, to a degree. It doesn't mean that everybody in that era was strong. There's probably like rare cases where people are born with absurdly strong quirks. But I see what you're saying though.
Personally, I interpret it as that it's just the more interbreeding between people with quirks, the more people it's going to be born. Like the population is going to boom. There's going to be more and more people with quirks, and all that means is that that's more and more like an increased opportunity of a disastrous quirk, a singularity level as quirk, you know, coming to life.
Yeah.
Simply because of the sheer amount of, you know, quirk people.
Yeah.
Like there's no limit to it. I think that's how I interpret it. It's the same way evolution works.
Yeah.
Where it's not guided, it's not leading towards certain things. It's random, and if it's random mutation, and if it happens to thrive, it thrives and thrives well and reproduces, and then further evolves, etc. Mm-hmm. So I think either way, I feel like all of our interpretations kind of lead to the same conclusion. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, eventually someone's going to come around with a quirk that's going to end the entire universe.
Yeah. She just seemed like, I don't know, I guess she is the top, like, the top number one in America, so it makes sense for her to have such a powerful quirk. It's just really disappointing for it to be introduced just to be kind of, like, thrown in our faces, basically, later on, you know what I mean? It just...
Yeah, I mean, the whole purpose of this is to like continue to buff up All for One. So
that's very unfortunate.
She's almost not a character. Kind of.
That's true. I agree with that. I think like
she's like just a quirk to add to a list.
Yes, that's ostensibly what it is. It's just like an opportunity. I think this chapter wanted to accomplish a couple things. It wanted to like raise the stakes in terms of how powerful All for One and Shigaraki can be, but while also just like explaining that All for One's pretty much got a complete vice grip on Shigaraki's body, and it's only a matter of time before like Shigaraki is no more. And I don't know if that's gonna happen really. I think there's just always gonna be a vestige of Shigaraki within All for One, even if he completely takes him over. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I would have liked it if Star and Stripe got a little bit more, and we got to like her a little bit more, because I think she's like
he just comes off as an asshole this chapter.
Yeah,
like
she's cool, but I'm not like whatever.
Like I just would like it. It's cool that we get to see like a hero in another country, but it's kind of taken away from us in a way. Like it's like that moment where you're like, "Oh shit, we get to see a hero from another country," just for him to come off as an asshole and to just get bodied like instantaneously within like 2 chapters.
Yeah.
Like I doubt, like Horikoshi usually is all about like subverting expectations. He'll be like, "Oh, she's dead, right?" And then all of a sudden, next chapter, she'll probably have some like counterplay to it, because she's the #1 hero in America. Like we can't just write her off right away just because it looks like things are bad. She could have a counterplay to this.
I agree with that, but I think like she was like taken out on a technicality, and that's why I feel like her doom's kind of assured. Is that like Shigaraki cheated? Like All for One cheated ostensibly. Like,
yeah,
he would have gotten his shit pushing, but it was just like on the technicality that he technically was not Shigaraki at the time that she put her rule on him, and she wouldn't. I don't know if she would know All for One's real name anyway, so it'll be like tough for her to win this one unless.
I mean, they said they're basically a new person. What? What?
She's basically just a living Death Note, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If she wanted to be like,
I said like law, but needing to know names.
I would say she
instead of there being a room limit.
Yeah, I mean, there's obvious limitations. She could only make if she's always got a rule on herself, so she only can do it to one target at a time. So it's not necessarily even on Law's level. Law can like manipulate multiple people at once, so long as they're in the same zone. But she's got to like know one person. She's got to have one target at any given point. But yeah, I don't know.
And touch them. Yeah, it's a little different from his, but it's still one of those.
It's similar. It's similar where it's like a manipulation thing where you change the rule of it.
You know what I will say? I would say I don't dislike the chapter. I just got left underwhelmed.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, all right. I guess this had to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I just wished. See, this is like a microcosm of what me and Josh have been saying about My Hero Academia. It's like I wish...
said anything about that yet. I'm glad this is naturally coming.
It's like I wish that we had that little extra moment with Star.
This brand new awesome character.
Yeah, she was cool.
That's supposed to be someone's All for One's protege.
It's like I said during the recap. Is like I knew the second she started talking about her relationship with All Might, I'm like, she's done. This is
we getting this already?
Ooh, she's done. So we're not getting shit. And she's got him on the ropes, and she's like bragging her story. Oh, she's done. She's done. So
this was like a classic anime moment.
Yeah, which it's not the worst thing. I'm not like mad at it, and I don't
not
think
the worst thing.
It wasn't,
and it
like
might not even be the case. Maybe Shigaraki does his explosion, and Hawks came in and was like, saved her with the feathers. He said,
that would be cool.
Well, it was close, right?
I just hope that this doesn't happen to every other foreign hero that comes up. They just like show up just to be cocky and body,
If they show the other foreign heroes.
I'll say this, like, because if Star and Stripe dies here, I think like the other heroes will be like, fuck that.
Dub. We got our own problems now.
No
America's
way.
About to turn upside down.
And this universe doesn't have Batman, so what is America going to do now?
Nothing.
But
not even the Flash.
Not a single fucking thing. But I don't know. I thought this was kind of underwhelming. I wish there was just like an extra chapter. I wish he had just touched down on Japan. I don't mind what happened here. I think it's like kind of cool. I think it makes sense. It's nothing like offensively bad or anything. I was just like, damn. It was
a fun chapter until the very end.
Yeah, when I read it, I was like,
whoa, what?
It was transparent in what was going to happen and what was the purpose of Star and Stripe. If she is dead, if she's not dead, then...
Yeah, Horikoshi could just be pulling a fast one on us like he usually does. He'll be like, oh, you think she's dead, but she's not.
I think it'd be cool.
But the reason you brought it up, Brian, because you don't have a lot of faith that may be the case. And you know why you don't have a lot of faith?
This could be a moment where Horikoshi, like, just because she's not an established character, that this could be an instance where he literally just mops her up and moves on, you know?
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. That doesn't mean the series is bad. But,
I'll say this, too.
Microcosm, as you said. Nice selection of words.
Here's what if it doesn't happen, if she isn't dead, there is a chance, I believe, that she'll just show up on Japan anyways, just quirkless, as like an American mirror of All Might, basically.
That's possible. Honestly, I would like it if Hawks came in and saved her. Like, this was just like a moment in her character.
Oh yeah, Endeavor's on his way, isn't he?
Endeavor's
yeah.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that.
I think it's entirely possible that she lives. But this is on the presumption that she is dead, or that she like gets quirkless and then is killed. I don't know. But if she's not dead, then you know what? That's like pretty cool. Story continues. It's another chance at a cool character. Some development for a new character. I'm into it. And I think Star and Stripes design's cool. I like that she's like heavily inked like All Might. All that stuff like that style gets to stay preserved within this series in a way.
Yeah.
That it lives.
Yes. On. Oh yeah, what's that?
Like
the American comic hero. Like
yeah, like obviously All Might himself was always so stylized and just like it's funny. I was actually reading. I love having like manga volumes because inside the writer will just like write shit like behind the scenes type of stuff. It's like this. All Might takes a pencil and a half to draw. So
I doubt he wants to introduce another character that he has to waste pencils on.
Yeah, he's like, so I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah, fun while she lasted.
After I finish these pencils off.
I just wish her quirk was different, in my opinion.
I
don't know. I just wish that she had a more like, you know, like down to earth kind of quirk.
I'll say
like
this.
some farmer shit. You know?
I enjoy
some hickory dickory American quirk.
I like her quirk, and I like that, you know, it's very, very powerful, but it's also at the same time got a balance to it, where she only technically does it on one person, and if she really wanted to, she can do it on two things. But you know, she always has it on herself, so she can make herself super strong and super fast.
It's very balanced. That's why I want to see more of her.
Yeah,
I feel like her being around would be kind of cool. Maybe as a mentor to one of the kids or something. I don't know. Might be nice. Probably not.
Who knows? I think My Hero is actually on break next week, which is a shame. Yeah, it is on break this week.
Because that's going to be because the next week is the kids' training. We're just not going to see it. In his mind, though, it's happening.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Agreed. But
all right, I'll stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, in any case, I think that's it for MHA on my end. Let us know what you guys thought about Star Stripe and all that stuff in the comments below, or email us, whatever you guys want to do.